In the heart of Bangalore's elite circles, a glamorous socialite vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of wealth, betrayal, and a chilling crime that shocked India. Shakereh Khaleeli, a woman of aristocratic lineage and immense fortune, was last seen in April 1991. Her disappearance wasn't just a mystery, it unraveled a tale of greed, deception, and a murder so heinous it became a landmark case in Indian criminal history. What drove a man to bury his wife alive in their own home? And how did he evade suspicion for years? This is the story of Shakereh Khaleeli's tragic end and the investigation that exposed a master manipulator. Let's dive into this case with 3 questions to set the stage. First, how could a woman as prominent and connected as Shakereh vanish without immediate alarm? Second, what motivated her husband, a self-styled godman, to commit such a calculated and gruesome act? Finally, how did a seemingly stalled investigation crack open one of India's most notorious crimes? These questions frame a story that's as much about human greed as it is about justice prevailing against all odds. Shakereh Khaleeli's murder in 1991 gripped India due to its brutality and the stark contrast between the victim's glittering life and her horrifying death. Shakereh, a wealthy real estate developer and philanthropist, was a prominent figure in Bangalore's high society. Her husband, Murali Manohar Mishra, alias Swami Shraddhananda, orchestrated a crime that was both premeditated and chillingly executed. The case stood out not only for its sensational details. Shakereh was drugged and buried alive in their home, but also for its legal milestones, including the first use of DNA testing and video-recorded exhumation in an Indian murder case. The betrayal of trust, coupled with the audacity of the killer living lavishly over his victim's grave, made this a national sensation, later revisited in the 2023 docuseries Dancing on the Grave. Shakereh Khaleeli, born Shakereh Namazian, August 27, 1947, in Madras, was the epitome of elegance and privilege. The granddaughter of Sir Mirza Ismail, the renowned Diwan of Mysore, Jaipur, and Hyderabad, she hailed from an aristocratic Indian Persian Muslim family. Educated and sophisticated, she married her first cousin, Akbar Mirza Khaleeli, a distinguished Indian Foreign Service officer. In 1965, at age 18, they had 4 daughters, Zibunda, Sabah, Rehain, and Esmath. Akbar's diplomatic postings, including in Iran, strained their marriage, and Shakereh managed her family's real estate empire in Bangalore, amassing wealth estimated at 600 crore. Known for her love of vintage cars and philanthropy, she was a beloved figure. In 1982, she met Murali Manohar Mishra, a school dropout from Madhya Pradesh who reinvented himself as Swami Shraddhananda, claiming tantric powers. Introduced through the Nawab of Rampur, he charmed Shakereh during a vulnerable period. After divorcing Akbar in 1985, she married Shraddhananda in 1986, a decision that shocked her social circle. Shraddhananda, born in 1942, had a murky past. With no formal education beyond high school and a reputation as a small-time property dealer before adopting his godman persona. His charisma masked a calculating nature, and he quickly gained control over Shakereh's finances, including a power of attorney in 1987. The crime unfolded on April 28, 1991, at the couple's palatial residence at 81 Richmond Road, Bangalore. Shraddhananda, driven by greed for Shakereh's wealth, meticulously planned her murder. That morning, he laced her tea with sedatives, likely a heavy dose of sleeping pills, causing her to lose consciousness. He had already commissioned a wooden casket, 6 feet by 2 feet, fitted with wheels under the guise of storing antiques. A pit had been dug in the courtyard behind their bedroom, supposedly for an underground water tank. Placing Shakereh on a mattress inside the casket, he sealed it and lowered it into the pit. Forensic evidence later revealed the horrific truth. Shakereh awoke during the burial, as her skeletal remains showed one hand clutching the mattress and scratch marks inside. The casket. The pit was filled with sand, tiled over, and marked with a tulsi plant. For 3 years, Shraddhananda lived in the same house, hosting parties in the courtyard above her grave, claiming Shakereh was abroad or on holiday. The investigation began. When Shakereh's daughter Saba grew suspicious in 1992, Shakereh, who regularly called her daughters, had been silent since April 1991. Shraddhananda's vague excuses she was in London or seeking treatment didn't add up. Sabah filed a habeas corpus petition at Bangalore's Ashok Nagar police station. But the case languished for 3 years due to lack of evidence and Shraddhananda's cunning. He floated a company, Shakereh Shraddhananda, SS Finance Ltd., listing her as a partner to suggest she was alive. The breakthrough came in March 1994 when Constable Mahadevaya, casually drinking with the couple's servant Raju, learned of the burial. Raju, aware of the crime, revealed Shraddhananda's actions. On March 28, 1994, Shraddhananda was arrested and confessed 2 days later, leading police to the courtyard. On March 30, 1994, Shakereh's remains were exhumed in a video-recorded operation, a first in India. DNA testing, another legal milestone, confirmed her identity. Key evidence included the casket, sedative traces, and the scratch marks, painting a vivid picture of her final moments. The servant's testimony and Shraddhananda's confession sealed the case. A major twist emerged during the investigation. Shraddhananda's audacity in living above his wife's grave while hosting lavish parties. For 3 years he maintained the facade of a grieving husband, even as he siphoned her wealth. Another twist was the servant Raju's role. His drunken revelation to a constable was a stroke of luck that cracked the case. The fact that Shraddhananda used Shakereh's name in a sham company to mislead her family added a layer of calculated deceit, shocking investigators and the public alike. The legal proceedings were protracted but groundbreaking. Shraddhananda's trial began in 1997. On May 21, 2005, Civil and Sessions Judge B.S. Toded sentenced him to death, citing the crime's rarest of rare brutality. The Karnataka High Court upheld the death penalty on September 12, 2005. However, in 2008, the Supreme Court commuted it to life imprisonment without remission, ensuring he would never be released. In 2017, the Karnataka High Court rejected Shraddhananda's claim to Shakereh's 550 to 600 crore estate, citing a 1924 Privy Council ruling that bars murderers from inheriting their victims' property. In 2024, the Supreme Court reaffirmed the life sentence, noting his lack of remorse. Shraddhananda, now in his mid-80s, remains in Sagar Central Prison, Madhya Pradesh, after a failed parole bid in 2022. The case set precedents for DNA evidence and exhumation protocols in India. The Shakereh Khaleeli case teaches a sobering lesson about trust and greed. Shakereh's decision to marry Shraddhananda, despite warnings, highlights how charisma and manipulation can blind even the most astute individuals. The case underscores the importance of skepticism in relationships, especially when wealth and power are involved. It also showcases the resilience of family Sabha's persistence led to justice, and the power of forensic advancements in solving crimes. On a broader level, it's a reminder that evil can lurk behind a facade of charm, urging us to look beyond appearances. Here are 3 questions for you to ponder. First, could Shakereh's fate have been avoided if her family or friends had intervened earlier in her relationship with Shraddhananda? Second, how do you think advancements like DNA testing have changed the landscape of criminal investigation since this case? Finally, what steps can individuals take to protect themselves from manipulative figures like Shraddhananda in personal or financial dealings? Share your thoughts in the comments to keep this discussion alive. If you found this deep dive into the Shakereh Khaleeli case gripping, don't forget to subscribe for more true crime stories and in-depth analyses. Your support keeps us uncovering the truth behind cases like these. This account is based on court records, news archives from outlets like the Times of India and the Indian Express, and the 2023 Amazon Prime docuseries, Dancing on the Grave. Additional details come from legal analyses and public discussions on platforms like X, ensuring a comprehensive and accurate retelling.